Welcome to the Bridge Capital Market Observations Call. Today is Tuesday, November the 14th. I'm your host, Eric Jefferson. Want to talk through several key developments. Before we get started, though, you'll see we have a few quick words from our legal team. With that, can go ahead, dive right in. I'd like to begin by recapping the stellar inflation data that we got this morning. That has in turn sparked a fairly meaningful rally in both stocks and bonds. As we comb through that data, month-over-month price increases for CPI, that is the widest basket or most commonly accepted way to measure price inflation. That came in for the month of September to October, flat. That was below expectations on a year-over-year basis. That figure came in at 3.2%, well below where it was the prior month at 3.7. Now, obviously, still have a long ways to go to get down to that 2% long-term average the Fed is focused on. That said, worth also celebrating the progress we have made not too long ago. That year-over-year increase was north of 9%, so certainly heading in the right direction. On a less encouraging note, once again, we are battling the potential for a government shutdown. That would take place on November the 17th if no deal is reached prior. The new Speaker of the House also taking a slightly different approach, referred to as laddering, where they're extending payments to certain agencies longer than others, a way to sort of maximize the funding for what they believe to be the most essential government units. Unclear whether or not that will work, but good news is a lot of optimism that a deal will get done. Like anything, though, until it does, that is certainly a reason for concern. If we were to shut down, particularly for an extended period of time, that would likely work against our nation's ability to borrow. We're already starting to see a handful of those rating agencies downgrade our debt, a function of what we spend relative to what we take in and the amount of interest given the current rate environment that we now need to pay or spend to entice additional lending. Turning to the geopolitical front, Chinese President Xi and Biden set to meet in San Francisco this week, not expecting any major announcements, but considering how much relations between those two nations have deteriorated, if nothing more, good to see leaders of the two largest global economies coming together. And then finally, continue to see escalation of hostilities with respect to the Israel and Hamas war, raising concerns this could spread to further countries. Not only and most importantly, would that increase the human toll, but from a market perspective, that includes a lot of unknown when we think about potentially other nations directly getting involved and possibly taking that conflict to the global scale. Something you can imagine we will be following very closely. That's all for this week. But as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks.